We did talk about MacBooks, right, a couple days ago, and how finally the MacBook was going to get an OLED display. And finally, they were going to get potentially a touchscreen. Now, I think that would impede on the iPad user base, quite frankly. And but it's only a matter of time, right? I mean, it's probably the number one thing that people don't like about MacBooks. And it's like when I got the MacBook Air, that M4 MacBook Air I had for a couple weeks. That thing drove me crazy. Uh, I'm not an iOS user or Mac OS user. I can't really deal with Apple products. It's the operating system. I like the hardware, just the software sucks. But I kept on touching the screen, because I have a touchscreen laptop here, and I touch the screen. I got my little stylus pen for my HP laptop, right? So I'm doing stuff. I'm always messing around with my devices, but I kept on touching the screen of the MacBook. I'm like, stupid, stupid, stupid. It drove me crazy, and it was an IPS display. There's a huge difference between OLED and anything else, right? I'm kind of spoiled when now that everything's OLED. You remember 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago when it was like a bonus to have OLED, right? Oh, nice OLED display. Well, now it seems like everything's OLED except MacBooks. Well, good news if you're an Apple user or if you like MacBooks, right? Again, I'm not, but check this out. So that's not the only cool thing coming to this MacBook. So Apple is not only going to implement OLED, they're going to put the privacy display on a MacBook. Samsung's privacy display, the one that came with this S26 Ultra. They're putting that on a MacBook. Now, Samsung has the patent for this technology, and Samsung is going to be making this display. When is this release scheduled? This is going to be on the M6 MacBook Pro and MacBook Pro. So it's not going to be on the Air. I think it's coming out next year. It says back in February, because remember when this launched, there was a hint, there was a rumor that the privacy shade was going to come out on Apple devices and iPhones. They will implement it into iPhone. Samsung, it looks like Samsung is going to lease this technology. So when you have a patent on a product, that's yours. Legally, that's yours. Now, other companies can use your patented technology. They just have to pay the owner of that patent, a negotiated price, and they'll write up a contract. But here's the thing. It's probably going to degrade the OLED display a little bit. It's kind of like with this S26 Ultra. We were so excited for this new M13. Is it M13 or M14? I got so many numbers going through my head all day. We were so excited for this new OLED display on the Samsung device on the S26 Ultra. And when we got it, it was like a womp, womp, womp. Again, I hate to bring this up because some people are like, it's fine. It's great. Some people are like, it sucks. Some people get headaches. It's a real thing. I'm kind of in the camp where I'm like, it's all right. I mean, it's a good display. Don't get me wrong. It's just, it doesn't seem as good. And I just hope it doesn't degrade the OLED panel on these MacBooks. Now, again, I'm not an Apple fanboy. Definitely not an Apple fanboy. But for the sake of the user, for the consumer, right? For you and I, let's say you are a MacBook user and you want to get a taste of an OLED MacBook. And then you get it and you're like, it looks cool, but kind of looks a little gray, a little washed out. Well, it's probably because it has the privacy shade on there. Now, one thing you can look forward to potentially is this would be privacy display or privacy shade, however you want to call it, 2.0. So hopefully by the second generation, possibly third generation, they'll iron out the kinks, meaning, like it's like when you buy a brand new model of something like a car or a brand new phone, a brand new model, and a brand new SKU, a new line of products, it's always better with the second version, because the first version, oh, it's nice and cool, it's new, yeah, but there might be an issue here, an issue there. Well, they iron out those kinks in R&D, and then essentially build upon that for the second generation. So I'm hoping this new privacy display tech that Samsung is going to lease to Apple will get straightened out by then. Now, Samsung is going to, as I mentioned, they're leasing out this patent to other companies. So right now, Apple has plans to put this on MacBooks, on iPhones, and iPads down the line. So now they're only going to put them on the Pro models, like Apple always does. But I mean, I guess it could be cool. They're going to tout that. They're going to advertise that a lot, I'm sure. So something to look forward to, I guess. How's everybody doing today? This is going to be a quick one. Let's see. Yeah, if you want to go ahead and put gift in the chat, wherever you're watching, whether it's vertical or horizontal, you're watching this, type gift, hashtag gift, and that'll enter you for our drawing that we're going to do here in just a second. Is Google going to be doing that now on their Pixels? I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Yeah, they have good products. I mean, I'm a Samsung user, so I mean, it may sound like I shit on them, every now and then, but look, no company is perfect, right? I mean, I certainly deserve criticism for mistakes that I make, right? So these companies are no different. Oh, most of y'all I have already done that. I see. Thank you. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Dynamic Island on the M6. I don't know at this point. So here's the thing. Apple is going to go, remember we were talking about that iPhone 20, the new 20th anniversary edition iPhone. Apple is going to go all display, meaning with the Face ID and the front-facing selfie camera all under display. So I would anticipate them doing that for their MacBooks as well. If they're going to implement it now on the Pro models, if they're going to implement it in their phones, why can't they just take that technology and implement it in a MacBook? Now, I don't have, maybe there's some limitations there with implementing that into in a laptop setting. I don't know, but you would think if they can do it on their iPhones, they would do it on the MacBooks. And at this point, because I think we're still, it says 3 years ahead of schedule. Look, the M6 MacBook Pro, is that coming out next year or the year after? It might be next year, so that might be too soon, because the iPhone 20 is not coming out next year, it's coming out the year after. So look, maybe they'll put the privacy shade on the MacBooks. They might implement everything all at once, not this year, probably next year. Cool stuff. Look, again, not an Apple fan, but there's certainly, and not just Apple, there's a lot of cool technology that's going to be coming out here in the next few years. And having a new CEO helps too, right? Tim Cook's going to take another role, right? I think he's going to be director of the board of directors. He's going to have the top seat in the board of directors, and then another a younger CEO is going to step in his shoes and going to put some new life, some new blood into the company. And that's when they're going to really start introducing and trying some new things out, because let's face it, Apple's been boring as hell for the last forever. So we'll see. I'm excited. Look, I'm not even an Apple fan, and I'm kind of excited to see what they introduce, even though I'm not going to buy it. But it's good for the tech world, right? It's good for the tech world. It pushes Samsung to make bigger and better products, even though they just copy everything Apple does. It makes, Google puts pressure on Google to put out better products. It puts pressure on Motorola to put out better products. So it's a good thing. It's a very good thing. So